Continuation of my previous video, which is final walkthrough tips. Okay, so what are some of the tips you can have when you go for your final walkthrough when you are in the process of buying a house? So the first thing you will actually want to always keep in mind is this final walkthrough is your last chance. Okay, this is your last chance to see if the house that you're about to walk in a few days, in a few hours, is actually what you want to see it look like. So make sure that you do not overlook this chance. You do not say no to it, or you don't waive it. So always try to find time, a day or two before when you're actually going to go sign or do your closing. Make sure that you go in to take a look at so many different things so that you won't be surprised. All right, there are so many surprises out there and you really don't want to deal with it, because it takes a long time for you to go through this process and you don't want to get disappointed at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that the condition of the house is what you expect for the house to have before you move in. You want to make sure that any significant issues were already taken care of, and you want to make sure that the property meets your need as required or as you guys agreed upon. All right, so make sure that if it's not what you want when you go for your final walkthrough, you can get with your agent and actually have to negotiate or renegotiate the time or the date in which you guys can actually go for closing. So the first tip for today's part 2 video is going to be personal properties. So these are some of the things you want to take a look or check on when you go to do your final walkthrough. Okay, so I'm just continuing from the last video, but for today's video is going to be personal property. Personal property can just be light fixtures like window treatments or building shelves, right? There's some people that have different things that they have put in the house. They put them in there to make their house look comfortable for them. Okay, if you guys agree upon that they are not going to be moving those things, they were supposed to keep them, then yes, on the day they are moving out, they are not supposed to carry them out. So if they had some kind of designed windows they had some built-in shelves, maybe in your kitchen, maybe in your pantry, maybe they changed the wardrobe from how it was looking at, and they told you they were going to leave it there. And even stuff like, sometimes you buy houses, it comes, they say, I'm leaving the house as it is, the bed, the table, all the furniture, we're going to be leaving it there. If that was in your agreement, make sure that they do not take it along with them, or maybe their fridge, your stove, anything that you know that they agree to leave it for you guys there. Okay, so that is another thing for you to check on. If they told you they were going to be moving everything, equally make sure that they move all those things, because you don't want to be coming in and meeting those things when you already ordered for stuff. That means you will have to look for where to discharge those things. Okay, and you might not know where to put them at the moment, and you don't want any troubles at the end of the day. You don't want to put them out and they said, we left our stuff in the house, we were still coming to pick them up, you trashed them before we came back. So you want to make sure everything is addressed in these last days, the last 1 or 2 days. Some people might even do a few hours before the closing, but hey, never forget to actually do a walkthrough. It doesn't matter if you do it a few hours to the closing. Okay, so check for that personal property, if it's kept, if it was in the agreement, or if they choose to take it away, if they took it away. Number 2 for today is going to be, is the house cleanliness. The house should be clean and free from anything that belongs to the seller. Let's say the seller had so many things in the garage, and on your final walkthrough day you come and meet stuff still in the garage, or you meet a bunch of furniture out in your driveway, you meet so many things out there that you weren't supposed to meet. Do you think you're going to be happy about it? No. And does this happen? Yes, it does. There are people that will just leave trash everywhere, the house is unkempt, and you know, something you don't want to come and start cleaning someone else's mess. So just make sure that you go and see if there is any of those things. At least you can still make a request so they get it cleaned up. They can pay all these cleaning companies to come and do the cleaning. So don't wait until you go finish signing the negotiation, close the deal, and then get to the house and you're surprised. You see all the furniture, or you see the house unclean, you see everywhere still having personal belongings. Okay, so just make sure you go through and make sure the house is clean. No debris, no clutter, anything is not there, and you're ready to move in. So because some people are as ready to move in as that same day of actually saying I closed and I bought the house. So just make sure everything is at your taste and clean and ready to move in. The third tip, or the third thing you want to make sure you have, is documentation, right? Documentation issues. If you find any problems or discrepancies on the document, please make sure that during the walkthrough you take pictures and photos. They are very important. If not, it's gonna be your words against theirs. But if you have pictures, you have proof, you have enough evidence. So if you guys made an agreement saying I was gonna repair this and they didn't, please take pictures, take videos. So when you're telling them you didn't do it, you have pictures. You don't want to wait until you go and close and then you come and see those things, and then now you want to tell them, hey, you guys didn't fix this. Well, they are out. So if you go and do the walkthrough and they had not fixed what they had to fix, if the document you have and what they said it was gonna be left, they didn't leave it, you take pictures and make sure you have those evidence ready to bring them when you come and tell them, hey, this is not what we agreed on. This I didn't see, this you did not fix, this happened to this. Okay, so this will be useful when you're discussing potential remedies with the seller during that final walkthrough. All right, so you don't go closing and then you already found all those things, and you, even if you're saying you don't have any evidence, you just have to make sure that you're ready when you tell the seller, I did not see you do this. If they want to tell you they did, you can have proof without mixing words. Number 4 for today is going to be, make sure you ask all your questions. Ask the questions as needed. Okay, don't hesitate to ask your questions. Make sure your agent and the seller's agent actually answer all your questions. If you have any concerns, make sure that they clarify you, right? If you do not understand anything from the beginning, I mean, you can still ask your questions during those last moments. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Rather than going to the closing table and regretting after, it's better to talk to them. If they have to call up the closing date, they have to. If they have to push it forward, you know, it's not everybody that actually goes through the closing date even after all these things have been done. All right, so you don't want to have regrets in the future. So just make sure you ask every question and make sure all your concerns are actually dealt with. And the last thing for today is going to be finalizing your closing details. If you have everything checked out, all right, use the walkthrough as an opportunity to confirm every detail. So make sure that, okay, if the seller said I was going to get this fixed and they got it fixed, or everything is intact, everything is done, make sure you take the opportunity to maybe call the company in which you guys are going to meet to do the closing, to make sure the time is still the same, nothing has changed, the date is still the same. nothing has changed. The location is still the same, nothing has changed, because you never know, things can change, right? Could be uh something from the seller, it could be something from the buyer. So you guys just make sure that you finalize the details. You don't want to wake up on the morning of closing and they say, oh, the location changed or something came up, right? Which you have been ready and excited to actually go close on that day. So these are some of the tips. And never forget the amount of money you need to bring to the closing table, or any last minute instructions that they have for you. So make sure. If they ask you, they want the exact amount, never forget to bring the exact amount. All right. So these are just some of the things, the tips and I will have to give you. And don't forget to do your own research out there. There are so many things out there that you might want to take into consideration. And if you have an agent, you can as well ask them. Okay, they might have all the answers you need. So never forget to ask your questions to this agent. And I think if they have anything specific for you, they will actually tell you. You know, everybody's case is never the same, because the buyer and the seller might have I can have a different agreement with a seller, and someone else can have, they'll always have a different agreement. It's never going to be a one size fit all. So it just depends on what your contract said and what you guys agreed upon, right? But however, these are just some of the tips for your final walkthrough, and what to look for when you actually go there for a final walkthrough. So thank you for listening to me to the end of this video. Do your own research and ask questions, and if you need more guidance, you can always ask your agent or the broker in which they are working with, or the companies in which you're working with. Okay, but in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't equally forget to like these videos, because this helps me a lot to be recommended to other people. Don't equally forget to share my videos and leave comments if you have something important to tell me, or if you just love my videos, and if you have something else to add into this video, I will really appreciate. But until next time, stay safe and healthy. Thank you.